Distinguished guests, partners, and colleagues, a warm welcome to the high-level segment of pledges and announcements. My name is Manpreet Daroj, and I am the Deputy Director of Yours, Youth for Road Safety, and I'll be your moderator for this session. Now, despite this celebratory atmosphere of this gorgeous grand ballroom, we know why we're here, and that is for a rather grim and sobering reason. Road traffic crashes continue to claim far too many lives, and the funding gap is still holding back progress we so urgently need. One of the biggest hurdles to achieving SDG 3.6 to halve road deaths continues to be a lack of coordination across member states, international organizations, and private sector and civil society organizations. That being said, there is a lot of progress that has been made. There is commitment, and there are partnerships that are making a real impact. The UN Road Safety Fund is proof that when we achieve those things, we can do that only when we work together, by bringing resources, expertise, and coordinated action to help countries strengthen their road safety systems. Now, today's high-level pledging forum is about recognizing those efforts, celebrating partnerships that are driving change, and most importantly, ensuring that momentum continues to grow. We will hear from a number of member states, private sector, UN organizations, and civil society actors, each playing a key role in this collective mission. So let us use this moment not only to reflect on what has been achieved, but also affirm a shared commitment to doing more. Because the progress we celebrate today must be the foundation for an even greater action tomorrow. Now, it is my honor to introduce our distinguished speakers for this opening segment. Please welcome them with a warm welcome, please. We will start this section with welcoming remarks by His Excellency Abdessamad Kayou, Minister of Transport and Logistics from Morocco. Minister Kayou, the floor is yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Monsieur le ministre du Transport de l'État du Qatar.
Dear Minister of Transport from the State of Qatar, Excellencies, Ministers and Heads of Delegations, my friend Jean Todt, my dear Nika Henry, dear Tatiana, Mr. Oumenren, Mr. Daosh, dear delegations, the UN Fund for Road Safety, UNSF, which was launched in 2018 by His Excellency, the UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety, is a UN fund dedicated to the mobilization coordination, and necessary resources to support the governmental actions, which aim at achieving the target of SDG, which aim at reducing by 50% the number of casualties on roads by Horizon 2030.
I want to welcome all
Je voudrais
the Sultan of Brunei and the Minister of Transport of the Chile and the Minister of Slovenia. Sorry, I didn't pronounce. You are welcome to your second country. This forum,
as I was saying, aims at reducing by 50% the number of deaths on our roads by the Horizon 2030. This forum of donors is organized under the high patronage of the Kingdom of Morocco and of the Office of His Excellency, the Special Envoy, in parallel to the Interministerial Conference, World Interministerial Conference on Road Safety. Today we have a noble call that was launched in favor of replenishing of this fund. for road safety in order to support the countries that need this legislative and technical support in order to improve and develop their national systems of road safety in compliance with the legal instruments and UN best practices and legal instruments. The Forum of Donors aims at mobilizing more than $30 million in order to enable UNRSF to continue its work for the period between 2025 and 2030 in the 25 countries that need to meet the challenges on road safety challenges. The impact opportunities are great. These countries, the concerned countries, represent collectively 93% of the 1.9 million of casualties on roads, which we number each year. These are the World Health Organization figures for 2023. We here have to note that the improvement of road safety requires a commitment, long-term commitment of the government's actions in order to improve the national systems of road safety. At global level, the road crashes cause more than 1,200,000 deaths and 50 million injuries. The roads, dangerous roads, have economic costs and financial costs, so social costs, health costs, very important costs. And it is the middle-income countries and low-income countries that suffer most from these costs. Excellencies, UNRSF is a fund it's a world fund of several donors, which is based on donors from the public and private sector to support the efforts of road safety efforts. I would like to thank you for your attention, and I would like also to thank you for participation to this forum. I would like to insist the UNRSF needs new contributions to replenish and to achieve its mission in order to continue to have a significant impact on road safety worldwide. Until the end of 2030, your generous support can help those countries to reach their goals, which aim at reducing by 50% the number of deaths and fatalities on the roads by the horizon 2030. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Minister, for your insights. Next, we welcome Jean Todt, UN Secretary General's Special Envoy on Road Safety. Mr. Todt, we look forward to your words.
Thank you, moderator. Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. I would like to begin by praising Morocco for its historic leadership. For the first time, an African nation has made a significant financial contribution to the UN Road Safety Fund. This confirms Morocco's commitment to saving lives and improving road safety globally as it assumes the chairmanship of the UN Road Safety Fund Advisory Board, and I like to extend personally my sincere appreciation to my good friend, Mr. Abdessamad Kayou, the Minister of Transport of Morocco, for hosting the 4th Global Ministerial Conference on Road Safety in Marrakesh. It is especially significant that this crucial event is taking place in Africa, the region with the highest road traffic fatality rate worldwide. We are here today at this high-level pledging forum with a clear and urgent objective: to make sure road safety has the funding it requires, which unfortunately is not the case at the moment. Member state and private sector contributions have helped, but remain inadequate. We need more governments to fund road safety initiatives, wealthy countries to include it in their development aid, and businesses to use their supply chains to drive faster progress. The 4th Global Ministerial Conference on Road Safety is a great and crucial opportunity to position road safety at the heart of the Sustainable Development Agenda. But we cannot wait, we must act now. Every year, as my friend Minister was just mentioning, 1.2 million people lose their life in road crashes and 50 million more suffer serious injuries. Alarmingly, 93% of these fatalities occur in low and middle income countries. This is not just a transport issue, it is a humanitarian crisis, a development challenge, and a public health emergency. In 2022, the WHO reported 4.4 million injury-related deaths. This includes the 1.2 million from road crashes. But while the toll of both malaria and HIV combined is about the same number, those two diseases received over $12 billion in global funding annually, while trauma care gets less than $400 million. And you will agree with me that it is a shocking imbalance. UNGA Resolution 72/279 called for at least 10% of development funding to be directed to interagency funds like the UN Road Safety Fund. Yet, we are far from meeting this target. Several governments claim they lack funds to contribute. Let me be clear. This is not acceptable. Failing to invest in road safety is not just a policy failure, it is a failure of responsibility that costs millions of lives every year. Private sector engagement is essential to addressing this crisis also. Supporting the UN Road Safety Fund is an investment in human life. Every dollar invested in road safety yields substantial returns, preventing fatalities, reducing healthcare costs, and safeguarding economic productivity. The UN Road Safety Fund depends on voluntary contribution from government and the private sector. We have raised millions of dollars at this forum, and I congratulate for you leaders and your leadership, those of you who are going to decide to make a contribution during the period of the conference. However, we are still far from the $30 million that we need to sustain the UN Road Safety Fund's life-saving initiative from now until the end of the decade in 2030. I call upon governments, donors, private sector and civil society to move from words to action. Pledge, invest and drive forward our collective mission to halve road deaths by 2030. It's a big challenge, but our collective ability to create change is even stronger, and we must start now because we are here for that today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Todd, for your encouraging words. An important message, the disparities that we see in terms of funding, where funding needs to go for road safety is a sobering thought if we want to achieve those goals by 2030, 50 by 30. If we can achieve that, the money needs to follow. Next, we welcome some opening remarks from Tatiana Molchan, Executive Secretary of UNECE. Ms. Molchan, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon to everyone. I'm Excellencies, distinguished ministers, dear colleagues. It's a real pleasure to be here, and let me start by expressing really the appreciations to the Minister, to Mr. Abdesamad Gayou for his leadership and of hosting this important discussions and event here in Morocco, in Marrakesh, and also to UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety, Mr. Jean Todt, for really having this leadership in co-chairing this high-level pledging forum. Your dedication, your commitment to road safety is really inspiring. And as we have heard just now, road crashes still remain a global crisis, claiming life, devastating families, and what is also important, that it also impedes the sustainable development. At the same time, I'm here in front of you today speaking with some optimism, because we know that change is possible, and with the right investment, with the right policies, with the right partnerships, we can and we should make roads safer for everyone. As Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, UNECE, which hosts both the UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety, but also the UN Road Safety Fund, I have seen firsthand how targeted interventions really save lives. And we work with governments to strengthen capacities, also equipping them with tools, knowledge, and also the resources needed to implement data-driven, life-saving policies. I've been speaking earlier today with the civil society, but also yesterday with the young generation, with the youth, that UNECE, as the custodians of the UN road safety conventions, really provides the governments with these practical solutions, really to address major concerns of road crashes, from road signage and traffic regulations to vehicle safety and the transport of dangerous goods. We also convened the Global Forum on Road Traffic Safety and the World Forum for Harmonization of Vehicle Regulations, which help countries develop harmonized safety standards, from autonomous driving regulations to child restraint system. The Inland Transport Committee, or the Forum of Mayors, that is the first one being concluding just last week in Geneva, further translate global knowledge into local or national action, ensuring road safety is embedded in urban but also national policies. Through the UN Road Safety Fund, it's really how we are turning this legal framework that I've been mentioning just now into concrete and measurable actions. And as Jean-Claude and Mr. Minister was just mentioning, too often low and middle income countries receive unsafe and environmental harmful vehicles. So there are lots of examples where we can intervene. There are now currently more than 44 projects in 88 countries that have been implemented, helping governments to implement the safe system approach with very concrete results in legislation, enforcement, and technology adoption. And we have concrete examples how this can be changed. As I've mentioned, on harmful used vehicles is one example, and the Safer and Cleaner Used Vehicle Initiative, funded by the fund, is really a great example how we can tackle this issue head-on. Today, this project has expanded, as I understand, to 38 countries, with 22 successfully adopting harmonized vehicle regulations. It's not only this, there are many more examples of the very concrete projects that have been implemented throughout the world. But these are not just projects. I mean, I think the word project does not reflect really what these are. These are solutions, because they represent a paradigm shift, recognizing road safety not as an isolated issue, but as a cornerstone of sustainable development. And really today, we celebrate those who are stepping forward to support global road safety through contributions to the UN Road Safety Fund. And your commitment are more than financial pledges. They are investments in a safer, healthier, and more sustainable future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Molchen, for your insights. And it was actually great to have you at the World Youth Assembly as well yesterday with your beautiful, was it yellow? A yellow hoodie? Yeah. Thank you so much. Next, we welcome Mr. Wayman Wren. He is the director of the Transport Division at UNESCAP. Dr. Wayman Wren, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Minister Abdi Samed Kayo, Minister of Transport and Logistics, Morocco. So, Mr. Jean-Claude, UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety, and Ms. Tatiana Mosin, Executive Secretary, UN Economic Commission for Europe. So, distinguished guests, partners, and colleagues, it is a true privilege for me as the chair of Steering Committee of UN Road Safety Fund to express our deepest gratitude to the Kingdom of Morocco for so generously hosting this vital high-level pledging forum. So from the moment we arrived, we have been met with warmth and exceptional hospitality. The arrangements for this forum are truly outstanding, creating an ideal environment for the crucial conversations we are having today. So this beautiful venue, combined with the Moroccan spirit of collaboration, is fostering exactly the kind of partnerships we need to make real progress in global road safety. So Morocco's commitment to road safety is evident. Your support in convening this high-level gathering underscores the importance you place on this global challenge. So bringing together governments, international organizations, the private sector, and civil society is essential if we are to achieve our ambitious goals. So this collaborative spirit, so evident here in Morocco, is what will drive us forward. So on behalf of everyone at UN Road Safety Fund and UN ISCAP, thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you to the people of Morocco. Your dedication to this shared mission is truly appreciated, and we look forward to a productive and successful forum, and thanks to your generous hosting.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ren. And as we move forward to the next part of this program, we kindly ask our distinguished delegates to kindly exit the stage, and we will then be watching a short video.
Every year, millions of lives suffer a preventable tragedy on the road. The UN Road Safety Fund is working to change that. Over the last 6 years, we've been working hand in hand with partners, donors, and governments to make roads safer across the globe. In Rwanda, new helmet safety laws now protect thousands of motorcyclists. Across 22 countries in Africa, we're supporting cleaner and safer vehicle standards. In Brazil, improved traffic enforcement has led to a 73% increase in fines and a significant drop in traffic deaths. In Bangladesh, we've expanded emergency post-crash care to ensure faster and more coordinated responses. In Armenia, we've supported the government in developing a new national road safety strategy. Through these efforts and many more, the UNRSF is helping countries build safer roads and stronger systems. In June 2024, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution on improving global road safety. It urges countries and relevant stakeholders to support the UNRSF and calls for international financing to back these life-saving initiatives, particularly in low and middle-income nations. Join us at the 4th Global Ministerial Conference on Road Safety in Marrakesh, Morocco, in February 2025.
Truly uplifting. incredible to see this remarkable impact of these collective efforts that when we come together, they come to life. Some of them have even been award-winning in these countries, and more importantly, the reason why we're all here, they're life-saving. Before we begin our pledge of announcements, I invite Ms. Neka Henry, head of the UN Road Safety Fund, to share some insights into the new generation of projects that will be funded by the UN Road Safety Fund. Neka, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Manpreet. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics of the Kingdom of Morocco, His Excellency Abdessamad Kayo, UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety Jean Todt, distinguished ministers, head of agencies, donors, ladies and gentlemen. Operational towards the end of 2019, and today involving 88 beneficiary countries, 13 lead technical agencies, and 29 donors, the mandate of the UN Road Safety Fund has always been clear: to support governments in building road safety systems that cut road traffic deaths, and to promote sustainable mobility with safety at its core. This journey has not been an easy one. The COVID-19 pandemic, stalling project implementation within our first 2 years, limited donor country engagement amidst competing and long-standing ODA priorities, and global apathy based on the mistaken belief that road deaths are inevitable and nothing can be done about them, are but a few of the challenges which we have faced and which have hindered our progress. To combat these headwinds, the UNRSF has optimized its limited resources through joint multi-stakeholder programming, as well as multi-country regional programs. We narrowed our funding priorities to critical aspects of road safety systems that would deliver the biggest result, including projects, or as Tatiana said, solutions that improve safety for motorcyclists, which are, as you know, the largest group of people being killed on our roads today. The UNRSF also strengthened its core pool of technical implementing partners by allowing NGOs to directly deliver targeted support in member states in collaboration with the UN. And while a few important donors had to reassess or reduce or even pause their funding, we also grew and diversified our pool of donors, resulting in an increase from 10 founding donors in 2018 and 2019 to 29 donors today, including major donors from the Arab region and for the first time from the vehicle manufacturing sector. We also secured support from fiduciary partners to help us generate sustainable financing, including through the 24 Seconds Brands for Safer Roads initiative managed by Public Foundation, aimed at channeling innovative financing from the private sector, as well as through online individual donations made possible on our website through every.org. On that note, I wish to thank all our donors pledging today in Marrakesh, as well as those supporting us from afar. We deeply value and count on your continued support. I also take this opportunity to thank major donors that have been with us from the start and remain committed to our journey. These include France, the European Commission, Michelin Corporate Foundation, and Pirelli. However, despite these mitigating measures and the growing pool of donors, the picture is really, it's far from rosy. The first founding donors in 2018, 2019, committed some $19 million as initial capital. And over the last 6 years, we have just managed to double that figure with some $38 million now committed to date. And out of this pool of funding, every year we have been allocating $5 million to deliver the support that we have been mandated to provide. And a simple calculation will show that there is a real need to continually replenish the UNRSF to enable it to continue its important work. And you may ask, what makes it so important? Why is this work important to continue? UNRSF stands apart because it combines our partner expertise on health, on transport, on vehicle safety, and so much more to provide support to governments in building systemic, long-term solutions rather than just temporary fixes or fixes in silos. The UNRSF fills critical gaps across entire road safety systems, ensuring sustainable impact across policies, data, urban planning, post-crash care, vehicle safety, and enforcement. Our global reach, our expert multi-stakeholder partnership model, and our alignment with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, including on climate, on economic growth, and sustainable transport, makes us uniquely positioned to drive government actions that create or even leapfrog specific changes in their national road safety systems, changes which can be scaled, can be replicated, and sustained. Taking a look at a few of our close projects, in Bangladesh, the work we did with the Ministry of Health to professionalize post-crash protocols and to establish a 24/7 crash victims hotline still lives on today and was embedded in the National Health Action Plan. In Armenia, we had similar sustainable and scaled outcomes, where our work to coordinate with the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Infrastructure, and the Ministry of Health to share and digitize data collection on black spots is being continually enhanced under the Ministry of Interior, and it's being used now today by the Ministry of Infrastructure to secure budget funding for road infrastructure improvements in the future. In Brazil and Rwanda, the government introduced policy and regulations at national level around highway speed enforcement and UN standard motorcycle helmets, respectively, thanks to capacities built through our projects. Looking ahead, this year and beyond, I'm pleased to announce that with earmarked support from Autoliv on motorcycle safety and pooled contributions from our generous donors, several of whom are represented here today, we are funding new projects that continue to directly address the critical challenges in road safety. We know that weak regulatory frameworks and poor enforcement hinder progress. That's why we're investing in new projects like empowering law enforcement and regulations in sub-Saharan Africa and protecting riders in the MENA region and beyond. These projects will help countries align their laws with UN standards for drink driving, helmets, speed, and ABS, while also improving enforcement and strengthening lead agencies. Just as we've seen success with past initiatives like Brazil's speed control program and Armenia's data-driven road infrastructure improvements, these new projects will trigger or help boost government actions in weak areas of their national road safety system. Another key challenge is a persistent underfunding of road safety. Building on successful models like Zambia's road safety investment case and Tanzania's 10-step plan for safer road infrastructure, which helped the government make business case for a meaningful investment in road safety, we are launching 4 new projects which are focused on sustainable domestic financing. Our new project in investing in Mongolia's safer roads will help the government to unlock national road safety budget and use data to target interventions. And the Mobilizing Sustainable Financing for Safer Roads pilot project will strengthen coordination, promote data-driven solutions, and unlock funding through PPPs, ODA, loans, and other financing instruments in multiple countries spanning 3 regions. We also recognize the urgent need to prioritize sustainable transport. Following the inspiring example of our Reclaiming Streets for Pedestrians and Cyclists initiative and the Safer and Cleaner Used Vehicles project, which was mentioned earlier, we are introducing a new project on building safer, greener cities. This program will build on good results already achieved by further engaging cities in developing and scaling innovative, locally tailored solutions, focusing on inclusive and sustainable transport for all road users. Finally, addressing high-risk factors remains a top priority. It goes to the heart of our strategy to halve road deaths. Building on the success of projects promoting motorcycle ABS in Southeast Asia and helmet safety standards in Rwanda, we are launching 2 new initiatives. The Star Rating for motorcycles, for safer motorcycles. This project will empower consumers to demand safer motorcycles by establishing a regional star rating system for motorcycles, similar to the highly effective star rating system for cars. And recognizing the importance of strong legal frameworks, we are supporting new projects that advocate for stronger helmet laws, insurance requirements, licensing programs, and passenger restrictions in Latin America and the Caribbean. With the contributions being announced today and those in the pipeline, we look forward to continuing our work with you to build road safety systems in countries to cut road deaths. Thank you.
Thank you, Anika. Sustainable and scalable outcomes is a key achievement of the UN Road Safety Fund, but as Anika mentioned, the picture is not completely rosy and there's a massive disparity that still exists, but lots of progress has been made and it's very exciting to hear of these new projects. Continued call for support is crucial, continued support, continued investment, and we're hoping that today's pledges that you'll see will continue to give UN Road Safety Fund and all those projects that exist in those countries and that continue to thrive in those countries the support they need for this incredible life-saving work that UN Road Safety Fund is doing. Thank you, Anika, for your words. Next, we have the pleasure of welcoming 3 member states on stage. His Excellency Penigran Dato Shamai Mustafa, Minister of Transport and Information Communications from Brunei. His Excellency Juan Carlos Munoz Abarodea, Minister of Transport and Telecommunications from Chile, and Mr. Wafai Masays, President of the Jordan Society of the Prevention of Road Accidents and member of the Higher Road Safety Council of Jordan. Please welcome them to the stage. So first we'll hear from His Excellency Penigran Dato, Minister of Transport and Information from Brunei.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, Minister Abdi Samad Kayo, Minister of Transport and Logistics, the Kingdom of Morocco, Mr. Jean Todt, UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety, Ms. Tatiana McLean, Executive Secretary for the UN Economic Commission for Europe, Dr. Weiman Ren, Director, Transport Division, UNSCAP, who's also Chair of the UNSRF Steering Committee 2025-2026. At the onset, I wish to express Brunei Darussalam's appreciation to have been accepted as a member to the United Nations Road Safety Fund Advisory Board 2025-2026. It is indeed an honor and privilege to be part of this worthy institution and the cause. We believe in the collective need and relentless pursuit for action to further reduce the number of road deaths, and Brunei Darussalam looks forward to working with UNRCF and its implementing agencies' mission at enhancing road safety and making an impact globally. I wish to express also my sincere congratulations to Minister Abdi Samad Kayo, Minister of Transport and Logistics Morocco, for chairing the UNSRCF Advisory Board and hosting the 4th Global Ministerial Conference on Road Safety. We are all pleased to be here. Brunei Darussalam recognizes the importance of a coordinated international assistance, be in the form of technical assistance or financing projects or programs to improve country-level or regional-level road safety. The UNRCF has undeniably helped many countries around the world take important steps to improve road safety by initiating, implementing, and enforcing safety measures while ensuring that governments allocate enough funding for this improvement. Excellencies, sharing Brunei Darussalam's experience, Alhamdulillah, by God's will, we have been successful in reducing the number of fatalities by 50% over the last decade since 2010. However, we have also come to a juncture where Brunei Darussalam Road Safety Strategic Plan 2025 that was launched in December 2020 with a vision to achieve zero road accident fatalities by 2025. It is coming to a conclusion. However, the challenge is that the number of road fatalities has not come to zero. The number of road fatalities has plateaued and not reducing further over the past year. Hence, we need new impetus. We need to find new and innovative solutions for an old and perennial problem. I truly believe to achieve new and different results, we need to do things differently, as well as to continue with tried and tested solutions. This is where we look forward to the work of the UNRSF and its implementing agencies and partners for innovative solutions, collective action, and establishing minimum expectation or harmonizations to not only address country-level improvements, but also globally. Road safety remains a critical global challenge. Collaborative efforts such as these facilitated by the UNRSF bring together expertise, resources, and innovative strategies to drive impactful, life-saving road safety initiative. Brunei Darussalam looks forward to the collaboration, and we believe the body can achieve the mission of countries to reach the SDG goal to reduce deaths on the roads by 50%. I look forward to our collective action and extend our gratitude and thanks to all donor member states and private sectors that are making their pledges today. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. We now move on to the pleasure of welcoming Minister from Chile, His Excellency Juan Carlos Muñoz. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to represent Chile in this forum. I would like to celebrate this event and salute all of our friends that we've met before and have been in charge of organizing the conference and are leading the United Nations Road Safety Fund. As a country, we are honored to become members as advisors of this fund. We understand the complexity of the challenge around road safety. This is a very significant problem that many people in the world don't understand that it's not accidental, that there's a lot of action that needs to be done to reduce the dramatic figures we have to suffer every day, every year. I was surprised to listen that in India, 100,000 people die in road accidents or road incidents every year. It's a very impressive figure. In our country, road safety has a very, very high priority. We have kept a national policy around traffic safety that has been quite successful. Still, we suffer approximately 2,000 people dying in our roads every year, and this has not changed much in 3 decades. Now the good thing is that the last year was the best on the last 30, and that in these 30 years, the number of people and the number of vehicles have grown very significantly. So the rate of death per 100,000 vehicles have dropped 6-fold in these 3 decades. So I think there's hope that things that doesn't have to be like this forever, and that by improving the quality of our roads, by improving the technology around our vehicles, by very important enforcement about our transit laws, and through educating our people, especially our children, we can do much better, and we can, as a country, can stop suffering 2,000 people dying every year. I'm especially concerned about kids. In our country, we suffer 1 kid dying per week, approximately. And it's terrible to tell the press, in the next month, we will suffer 4 kids being killed. We don't know who, we don't know which ones. But this is what the statistics show. And I think that we need to be very aggressive in terms of how we put the traffic safety agenda very high in the media, in the education, in the political decisions. We also understand, well, we're working very hard because we also see that if we were to have the rates of other countries like Spain, which is not culturally very different from us, we could probably suffer, instead of 2,000 people being killed, only 800. So we understand like 1,200 people die in Chile only because we don't have the Spanish standards or the Spanish policies. And we are we're working on adopting some of the policies that they have successfully implemented, like the speed cameras or driving license, where you have points that you lose if you receive tickets. So we foresee that in the future we will be able to come to this forum and show that the number of people dying have dropped from these 2,000 people dying per year. And we also understand the leading role that Chile has among Latin America. Most of the eyes in Latin America very often are placed in Chile, and we understand that. And we're happy to put this ahead. Also, this year, I am the president of the International Transport Forum, and we have also moved ahead to put a document on traffic safety on discussion so that we can improve and strengthen the agreements across OECD countries on this topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. We now have the pleasure of hearing from Jordan. I welcome Mr. Wafae Masseis, President of the Jordan Society. The floor is yours.
Good evening and good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Darwish, for the introduction. I tried to be fast because they gave me only 3 minutes. I hope I can make it. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my country, Jordan, and myself, I would like to thank and welcome Your Excellency, Abdus Salam Abdus-Samad Qayyouh, Minister of Transport and Logistics in Morocco, the UN Secretary General's Special Envoy for Road Safety, Mr. John Todd, the Executive Secretary of the UN Commission, Mr. Tatiana Molchen, and the Chair of the Steering Committee of the UN Road Safety Fund, Dr. Wyman Wren. Last but not least, I would like to thank the head of the UN Road Safety Fund, Ms. Ninka Henry. To this important gathering, by all means, as we all meet on this 4th Ministerial Conference on Road Safety, in which it is a pivotal moment to place road safety in the world agenda and meet the sustainable goals. The United Nations Road Safety Fund is a global partnership that relies on generous voluntary contribution to drive impact thoughts in its funded projects. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen how the United Nations Road Safety Fund translates vision to reality by saving the lives of people across the globe, by closing critical gaps and improving traffic safety in low and income countries through a highly devoted, systematic, results-driven approach. All this happened by leveraging knowledge transfer for development in which road safety is still a critical global challenge, and also by sharing the practices from other countries that enables nations to preempt risks and implement proven solutions. Not only that, but the power of international partnership, collaborative efforts such as those facilitated by United Nations Road Safety Fund, bringing together expertise, resources, and innovative strategies to drive impactful life-saving road safety initiatives. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at the third Ministerial Conference in Stockholm, Sweden, I had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Todd and discussed possible project funding. And after his visit to Jordan, Jordan succeeded in getting a fund for reducing road fatalities and injuries by increasing the use belts on cars. And as you all know, seat belts does not prevent accidents or crashes, but reduce the risk factors in fatal and serious injuries. The project started 4 years ago and focuses on developing a comprehensive regulatory framework that mandates, restrains use for all vehicle occupants, including child seats. The project encompasses a thorough review of the existing traffic laws, field assessment, stakeholders, workshops, and the implementation of media coverage and campaigns to assure compliance and awareness. I would like to brief you all with the results that before the project started, the use of seatbelt by drivers were 23% only, and by side passengers were 9% only. And with the 4 years of extensive work, the results showed, as of 4 days ago, I was in Jordan for the meeting to show the outcome of this project as follows. The outcome was the use of seat belts by drivers increased 84% and side passengers by 75%. Hands up to United Nations Road Safety Fund. Thank you. Great outcome, which leads to reducing fatalities and serious injuries. Again, I do thank Morocco for hosting such a great conference and the UN Road Safety Funds for their valuable contribution in reducing the fatalities and serious injuries in Jordan, in order to achieve the United Nations Decade of Action by reducing number of fatalities and serious injuries by 50% from year 2021 to 2030. Many thanks and hope for more collaboration between Jordan and the United Nations Safety Funds in other projects in traffic safety. Again, thank you for your patience and have a great evening. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Your Excellencies, for highlighting such incredible projects and your words of appreciation, statements of appreciation by member states. I invite you to exit the stage as we move on to the second part of our high-level pledging forum, which includes pledging by donors from member states and private sector. So we're going to now invite the following member states to the stage. Qatar, His Honorable Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Thani, Minister of Transport. His Excellency Alenka Bratusek, Minister of Infrastructure. And General Florence Guillam, Director of Road Safety Authority and the Ministry of Interior. So pledges by donors, member states, is critical to the work that we do here at the UN Road Safety Fund. And we'll start with His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Thani, Minister of Transport from Qatar.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful.
Distinguished Abdelsamad Kayour, Minister of Transport and Logistics in the Kingdom of Morocco, Your Excellencies, the Ministers, distinguished participants, may Allah's peace be upon all you all. I would like to express first my sincere appreciation and thanks to the Kingdom of Morocco for the generous hospitality and the welcome extended to us. I would like to thank everyone that has contributed to this conference, this high-level conference on pledging to help with improving road safety and replenishing the resources of the UN Road Safety Fund to contribute to safety on roads and to save lives and contribute to achieving sustainable development. Distinguished participants, many countries are exerting extensive efforts to achieve road safety, and many entities within the United Nations systems are contributing to the achievement of this important objective, both directly and indirectly, by working in many sectors that are related to road safety. And to supplement these efforts and to reiterate the commitments of the State of Qatar to invest in a future that is safer for all road users in Qatar and throughout the world, the State of Qatar has contributed an amount of $450,000 US for the UNRSF as a first commitment within this platform, thereby showing our efforts to achieve road safety objectives and reduce the number of crashes. At the end of my statement, I would like to reiterate our support for the efforts exerted by all UN agencies to achieve our objectives as far as safety, road safety is concerned, and to save lives and property and contribute to sustainable development throughout the world. I wish this global conference every success, and to you all as well, to all the participants. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Your Excellency, for your words of commitment and reaffirming those words of commitment to the UN Road Safety Fund. Next, we welcome from the country of Slovenia, Her Excellency Alenka Bratušek, Minister of Infrastructure.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to represent the Republic of Slovenia at this highly important event. I would like to thank the World Health Organization and the Kingdom of Morocco for organization and hospitality. It is more than symbolic that this is the first global ministerial conference held in Africa, making it an excellent opportunity to reach out to this continent with special attention. Let me first express my deepest and most sincere admiration for the great impact that United Nations Road Safety Fund has shown in addressing road safety as one of the most pressing social, economic, health and developmental issues of the present. Road safety is a highly complex issue, culminating in urgent yet preventing global health crisis. Road crashes claim the lives of nearly 1.2 million people each year and remain the leading cause of death among children and young adults aged 5 to 29. The fact is that 90% of all road deaths happens in developing countries. And the reality is that financing even the most brilliant ideas to improve road safety is always a challenge, no matter how wealthy a country may be. The measures the governments must take are often unpopular, and many stakeholders need to be considered. Yet nothing can change without strong and stubborn political will. Slovenia is a country of 2 million citizens, and I'm proud to say that we have come a long way from 506 road deaths in 1994 to 70 road deaths in 2024. A journey of struggle, patience, hard work, dedication, and cooperation. The key to our success lies in a personal approach, devotion, and passion. I'm glad that my country, beautiful Slovenia, will also contribute. We believe that Slovenians' contribution to United Nations Road Safety Fund will be just one small piece in the mosaic of global road safety effort. We know that there are many pieces needed to complete the project. We trust that our contribution will be allocated with the utmost care to address the most urgent road safety challenges. During the time of my pledging statement, at least 5 persons in the world have died in road traffic crashes. This is a wake-up call. We are on a mission to change that. Governments, businesses, international organizations, and individuals, we all have a role to play. Thank you, and let's commit to life.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Sobering words. By the end of that statement, at least 5 people will have died on the world's roads. And Slovenia, being a leader in the world of sustainable and urban mobility, we really greatly value your commitment and your contributions to the UN Road Safety Fund, so we thank you again. Building this world of safer, more sustainable transport is not easy, and this commitment is exactly what we need to keep this work moving forward. Okay, so we're going to move to France now, and I welcome Ms. General Florence Guillaume, Director of Road Safety Authority and the Minister of Interior from France.
Excellencies, Excellency Minister of Logistics and Transport from the Kingdom of Morocco, we're honored to be hosted here in Morocco, in this beautiful city of Marrakech. Mr. General Special Envoy of UN Envoy for Road Safety, Mrs. Executive Secretary of UNICAT, dear ministers, dear colleagues, committed to this noble mission of saving lives. Because since this is what we've been talking about all day long, and this is what brings us together. Saving lives is what brings us together. It's a great honor for me to bring the voice of France to this meeting and this noble assembly. We are collectively unanimous on the urgency of acting. It is urgent that we mobilize to fight against this silent pandemic. Take again the words of the envoy, the UN envoy. This is pandemic, silent pandemic, and we have to fight this. And we have to. This is something that makes 1.9 million victims and leaves many families suffering from the death of loved ones. So, first contribution of France. We would like to bring our support to the UNRSF fund by 300 million euros. I would like to thank all the team of the UN fund for the beautiful work that they're doing in order to elect, follow up, and embody those projects. I wish full success to all those projects, because slowly, step by step, it's important. Every step is important to contribute to have less and fewer fatalities on our roads.
Great to hear that pledge, and great to hear that follow-up as well. Okay, so I invite my honourable guests to leave the stage. Next, we'll be hearing from our private sector donors. A welcome to the stage from Autoliv, Mr. Jordi Lambate, Chief Technology Officer. From Honda, Mr. Hideki Takashi, Executive Chief Engineer. And from Pirelli, Mr. Matteo Battani, Head of Sustainability and Future Mobility. Please give them a warm welcome. Now, the work of private sector is so important to the work of the UN Road Safety Fund. We'll hear first from Outaliv's Chief Executive Officer, Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Jordi Lambate, whose work has strengthened the work of UN Road Safety Fund in order to advance these projects on motorcycle helmets and safety particularly. So, Jordi, the floor is yours.
Excellencies, ministers, thank you for organizing this thing, and I have a good feeling that it's in Africa. For the ones who doesn't know Autoliv is the leading company on safety products for automobiles. It's a 70-year-old company, and the focus has been always in the automotive industry. 5 years ago, we changed our mission, and we say we want to save more lives. And we say the word more, because when our studies show that many is happening outside of the vehicle. And this is where we start focusing in areas like the protection for motorcycles and vulnerable road users. In this direction, our aim is to provide solutions and that can mitigate the accidents here. And we found that aligning with the safety fund here was one of the elements that will allow us to cooperate and also to fund some projects where we can extend the benefit of the products that already exist. Just a data point. If we look today, our research analysis shows that only using the products that already exist today will save more than 300,000 lives. So when I see these projects that you have shown before, where we can see that applying this technology, we already see these numbers, is encouraging for us to be part of this fund.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Lambate. I would like to invite Hideki Takashi, Executive Chief Engineer at Honda. And Honda is renewing its commitment and its partnership with UN Road Safety Fund with a focus on strengthening data collection and enforcement efforts.
Okay. Dear Excellencies and distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to address such an esteemed assembly today. On behalf of Honda President and CEO, Mr. Mibe, I'd like to extend my gratitude to the Honorable Abdel-Samad Kayu, Minister of Transport and Logistics of Morocco, for kindly hosting the fourth Global Ministerial Road Safety Conference and for his welcome remarks just now. I also wish to expressly thank Mr. Jean Todt for his continuous leadership as UN Secretary General's Special Envoy for Road Safety and for his inspiring keynote address. Please also allow me to show my appreciation for the opening remarks by Ms. Tatiana Morchian, reminding us of the pivotal role of the UN Economic Commission for Europe as a global custodian of UN legal instruments. Honda's commitment to road safety directly stems from the responsibility we carry as a prominent global automotive manufacturer and as the world's #1 motorcycle manufacturer. In April 2021, Honda President and CEO, Mr. Mibe, publicly announced our corporate road safety targets, 50% reduction by 2030, in line with the UN SDG 3.6 and zero fatalities by 2050. Mr. Mibe explicitly mentioned that the highest priority and at the same time the biggest challenge is to reduce motorcycle fatalities, especially in emerging countries. In response to these challenges, we have been accelerating our internal and external Honda road safety activities. One of these external activities was the start of exploration of a partnership with the UN Road Safety Fund, together with Mr. Todt and the UNRS Secretariat back in 2023. This exploration has now turned into reality with Honda as a UN RSF donor and as a private sector representative in the UN RSF Steering Committee alongside colleagues from Pirelli. We are determined to maximize our contribution to the selected project and the current 2024 call for proposal, and already preparing ourselves for the 2025 call for proposals. The world can continue to rely on Honda to develop and deploy safety technologies for automobiles and motorcycles. This will not only include the enhancement to existing safety technologies, but also the introduction of new technologies in both passive and active safety fields, include V2X, vehicle-to-everything connectivity. Besides technology, we will also continue to advocate the importance of fostering safety culture and responsibility among all road users. Finally, please allow me to repeat that safety is at the core of our Honda mission. Honda's global safety slogan is "Safety for Everyone." This slogan reflects Honda's commitment to ensure the safety of all road users, including drivers, passengers, pedestrians, and cyclists. It embodies our vision of a collision-free society where everyone can enjoy the freedom of mobility with peace of mind. By supporting the UN Road Safety Fund, we reinforce our dedication to creating a safer roadway experience together with all major stakeholders, including road users, operators, and registrators. Through collaboration and innovation, we will move closer to the global goal of halving traffic fatalities by 2030, and eventually a future with zero traffic fatalities. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Takashi. Now we hand the floor to Matteo Battani, Head of Sustainability and Future Mobility at Pirelli. Now, Pirelli is one of the UN Road Safety Fund's founding contributors and also continues to lead with a strong vision and decisive action to make our roads safer for everybody. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear Excellencies, Ministers, Pirelli has been a steadfast supporter of the UN Road Safety Fund since its inception, and it is a truly honor to be part of this fund-pledging event. We are delighted to see today new contribution and members joining this vital cause. As one of the first automotive sector company to answer the call, Pirelli underscores the importance of road safety and broader safety issues. This natural fit with the UN Road Safety Fund demonstrates our long-standing commitment. Sustainability has driven Pirelli's development for many years. Our sustainability targets are integral to our business plan and are crucial in the evolution of new mobility. While environmental concern is vital, safety always comes first. We envision future mobility as safe, clean, inclusive, and efficient, ranked in that order. As a tire maker, we enhance safety through product innovation, improving braking distances, grip, and stability. Our cyber tire technology paves the way for safer and one-day autonomous vehicle that might be a real game changer for road safety. However, reliable tires alone are not enough. Road safety is a global issue requiring a multifaceted approach involving various public and private, international and local groups. Being part of the United Nations Road Safety Fund allows us to participate in initiatives beyond the capabilities of any single player, focusing on infrastructure, urban planning, education and prevention. Our commitment is particularly strong in countries with high road accident rates and fatalities, recognizing the significant social cost involved. With today's donation, Pirelli has reached a total amount of $1.2 million to the fund and is committed to continuing providing regular support at the same pace in the next years. Through our contribution and the capable leadership of the United Nations Road Safety Fund, we can achieve ambitious results and contribute to the 3.6 Sustainable Development Goals to halve road accident deaths and injuries by the end of the decade. Once we reach that milestone, our journey together will continue. Mobility means freedom, and we must encourage and protect it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matteo Bettani. Okay, so last but not least, the Michelin Corporate Foundation is not physically present with us at the moment, but have really shown a lot of support and proudly supported the UN Road Safety Fund since 2018. And they also reaffirmed their commitment to building safe communities worldwide. So over the next 3 years, the foundation will enable UN Road Safety Fund to continue more impactful projects by encouraging innovative solutions for a safer, cleaner, and more inclusive mobility system fully aligned with Michelin's vision. So please a round of applause for the Michelin Corporate Foundation as well. And that wraps up this high-level pledging forum. We thank you so much for being here with us. We express our heartfelt gratitude to all our partners, our speakers, our distinguished delegates as well. And today's pledges and discussions are not just about policies or numbers. They are about transforming lives, about lives and futures that are safeguarded. So let this be a forum serve as a catalyst for the transformative action in road safety. And I invite you to join us for a reception outside this hall. Thank you so much for joining.